From the National Newsroom of the Canadian Press, I'm Karen Rebo. Canada's consumer carbon price is no more. As of today, and for the first time since the federal carbon levy was imposed in 2019, consumers will pay $0 on their carbon emissions.
The levy most recently equated to nearly 18 cents on a litre of gas and about $4 per gigajoule of natural gas burned for home heating. One of Prime Minister Mark Carney's first actions when he took office last month was to do away with the consumer carbon price. The drop should be reflected quickly at the gas pumps, though it may be offset by swings in crude prices or refinery downtime. The final Canada carbon rebate will be paid starting April 22nd for those who file their taxes before Wednesday, and if you file after that, the rebate will be sent after the return is assessed. Michelle Zedekian, The Canadian Press.
British Columbians are also waking to a future without a consumer carbon tax for the first time in 17 years. The NDP government fast-tracked legislation yesterday to kill off the tax, and that bill passed third and final reading in the legislature early today to coincide with today's demise of the federal version of the tax. The country's main political party leaders are likely to receive questions about Canada-U.S. relations during their campaign stops today. The Liberals' Mark Carney will be in Winnipeg, and the NDP's Jagmeet Singh in Edmonton. Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre will bring his campaign to the Newfoundland capital of St. John's and then to Borden Carleton PEI. Day 10 of the election campaign comes just one day before U.S. President Donald Trump has threatened to impose reciprocal tariffs to match the tax rates many other countries charge on imports. Trump may also tomorrow reinstate across-the-board tariffs on goods coming in from Canada and Mexico, citing national security concerns he links to fentanyl. Liberal leader Mark Carney's time standing by a Toronto area candidate was short-lived. Markham Unionville Liberal Paul Chang, who was running for re-election in the federal riding he'd held since 2021, has dropped out of the race. He announced late last night that he's stepping aside to limit distractions for his party regarding comments he made to a Chinese-language newspaper 3 months ago that everyone at the news conference could claim a bounty on Conservative candidate Joe Tay if they turned him in. Hundreds of thousands of people across southern and central Ontario still waiting for utility crews to restore power following 2 freezing rainstorms on the weekend. Hydro One says nearly 280,000 homes and businesses were still off the grid early today. And April Fool's Day will be celebrated today with practical jokes and elaborate hoaxes. Reporter Danny New says watch out for fake ads for allegedly new products.
On April Fool's Day, sometimes the pranks from famous brands can be obvious, like when Burger King announced they were launching a Whopper-flavored toothpaste.
To keep your mouth Whopper fresh.
Many companies will try and fool you into forwarding their content.
This is the Canadian Press. In sports, Bowden Francis gave up 2 hits in 6 innings as the Toronto Blue Jays defeated the Washington Nationals 5-2 in interleague play. Second baseman Andres Jimenez entered the Blue Jays record books in that game with his second inning home run. It made him the first player to hit 3 home runs in his first 5 games with the club. Toronto manager John Schneider says the Jays coaches have been working with Jimenez on his hitting since he joined the team in December.
Having Andres doing what he's doing, again, doesn't surprise us, probably surprised a lot of people, but doesn't surprise us.
In NHL action, Igor Sharangovich scored the only goal in the shootout to lift the visiting Calgary Flames to a 3-2 victory over the Colorado Avalanche. And at the World Men's Curling Championship in Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan, Canada got its first loss in the round robin. Bruce Mowat of Scotland scored 1 point in an extra end and defeated Brad Jacobs' Calgary-based team 6-5 in a battle of the 3-0 teams. Jacobs will play 2 games Tuesday. From the Canadian Press, I'm Karen Rebo.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to follow and subscribe. For more of today's top stories, visit thecanadianpressnews.ca.